you can't always get what you want by the Stones. This is from Let It Bleed, released in 1969. And it's just one of their biggest songs, right? And a lot of people at the time thought this was kind of their answer to the Beatles' Hey Jude. Because, you know, back in the day, John Lennon had always said that the Stones had sort of copied the Beatles. Anyways, they brought in the London Bach Choir for this one. 60 voices in that choir, and that wasn't enough, so they double-tracked it. Okay, so 120 voices on that recording. And the drums, Charlie never played drums on this. Jimmy Miller, the producer, played drums, and apparently the story goes that Charlie was struggling with the drums, with the feel. And Jimmy Miller was like, no, do it like this, right? So Charlie said, well, why don't you just play it, and got up and left. And Jimmy Miller played drums on this session, right? Anyways, the other thing about this is the tuning. Everybody says it's an open E, but I could not find one article, like the legitimate source, saying it was in open E with a capo at the 8th fret, right? So if anybody has an article, you want to post it in the comments below, I would love to see that, because I think he recorded it in open G, because he plays it in open G all the time, but I could be wrong. I really don't know, but I'm just going off the videos that I've seen, okay? And he's always plays it in open G. Okay, so we're in open G, right? Tuning down there, and we capo on the 5th fret, all right? And in my little performance thing, I did a little bit of open E as well. I brought a guitar in open E just to show you. And I will bring that out in a second to show you the difference, well, mostly the similarities between, you know, open G with a capo on 5 and open E with a capo on 8, all right? But for now, let's get into it. So we're going to start like this. There's about 4 different patterns that you need to learn if you want it to sound like the record. Now, we all know Keith never plays anything the same twice, ever. And probably the only time he played it like it is on the record is that take in the studio, right? Because he just doesn't roll like that. He just plays by feel. But I'm going to try and show you exactly what he's doing there as best as I can. Because it's such an iconic song, you want to play it like it is on the record. Okay, so we've got D2, B1, and E2, and we're just gonna pull that off, and right away go to G2. Right? That's the very beginning when that choir stops singing, and then we're gonna go that, right? But with the whole chord. And we fret this again, and then we got this lick. So we're gonna hammer on the D string, open G, and go down low. Go to the A string, right? Okay, that's lick number 1. And then lick number 2 is this. Identical to lick number 1, except the ending. Okay? So instead of going, we're going to go. Right, so we extend it and hammer on and then pull off. Actually, it's a strum. Okay, that's lick number 2. Now, the third time through, we're going to go back to lick number 1, but instead of going, we're going to go up, right, to the B string. And it doesn't matter if you hit the B, the G, and the E, it doesn't really matter, right? As long as we're going up and not down to that bass note. So far we've got one exactly like the second one, except instead of going, we're just going to go, right? We don't do that, we're going to go. Okay, so instead of over-explaining everything, let's just play it real slow. Then the singing starts, okay? And the first one is, and that one's going to repeat almost constantly throughout the rest of the song, right? So and the second one back to that high one, and then from there on in it's just going to be, okay, that pretty well goes throughout the rest of the song. Again, let's just play it slow and sort of get it in your head. Okay, and now we get into the chorus. You can't always get what you want, right? And it's that same pattern over and over. Okay, until you get to there. We're just going to bar on the second fret and play from the A string over. Just hammering on the second fret of the D string. Then and then we're into the chorus, and the chorus, the rhythm changes. Okay, so dun 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 dun, right? That's the chorus, and then da da da, right? And then it's just that pattern over and over, and of course it's Keith, man. He's always doing other stuff too, right? But you know, when you get to that part of the song, do what you want. But as far as the beginning goes, it's so iconic that I think, you know, it's worth your while to get all the nuances of that. It'll just make it sound that much more authentic, right? Okay, so let's play it slow one more time. And then I'll bring out my open E guitar and show you how to play it in that tuning. Okay, and that's it. Now just give me a second, I'll grab my open E guitar. Okay, so in open E, with the capo on the 8th fret, if you play the first 5 strings, you're going to get a C, a G, a C, an E, and a G. Okay? And if you're in open G with the capo with the 5th fret, if you play the last 5 strings, so from the A string down, you're going to get the exact same notes. Okay, so that is identical to open G from the 5th string down, right? So it's the same thing. All you're getting in open E is you don't need to worry about muting the low E string, right? And you get that extra C note up top there. And where your fingers are here in open G, all you got to do, pick them up and move them down this way, 1 string, and you play it exact same. Okay, and that's really the only difference in the tuning. And if you're playing on the thicker strings, you know, you're going to get a bit fatter, a bit more of a fatter sound than if you're playing on, you know, the upper strings in open G with a capo at 5, right? Okay, but to all intents and purposes, it's identical. Just move everything down 1 string. Anyways, that's it for this one. I hope you get something out of it. I hope you enjoy playing it. Make sure you go to my website, and yeah, I've got the whole thing is so organized there. Like, I've got drop-down menus and all kinds of stuff going on there. So make sure you check that out. And thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you next time.